traffic into Whiskey Alpha, departing runway 16, right turn out, heading to the north, Edmonston.
They're really creative with their names around here. Not really. that being said, I'm only legally allowed to go above 10,000 feet for 30 minutes at a time, I think, unless I have oxygen, and I don't have any oxygen on board, so. And it would probably take me a half an hour to get that last 500 feet at the rate I'm climbing, although I'm still doing 300 feet a minute. That's not too bad. Runway still directly below me. I think I'm definitely going to be gliding in. We are now at 9,500 feet. 500 to go, and I have hit 10,000 ASL. This is a long ways up. I charged the cameras on my drive over, so I'm really hoping the batteries last until at least I hit 10,000. 200 feet a minute climb at 40 miles an hour. I am so close. The lasers came on. That must mean the camera's still on. That's 9,900, folks. And there it is. 10,000 feet. GPS recorded, 10,000 feet, 200 right now. Wow! I can't believe I did it. This was just a fluke that they decided to do it tonight. I gotta go to 10,500, right? I got the gas for it. I haven't even run out yet. I still got half a gallon and a quarter of a gallon, so I still got 3/4 of a gallon left. That's enough for another, 250 feet? That's all I need. Let's do it, baby. We're going to 10,500. Of course, that's just 10,000 HPL, but, you know, whatever. That's still pretty freaking cool. That is 10,000 feet above the ground. That is a milestone I have been waiting to do for a long time. Well, now what? I guess I go back down, huh? Throttle back, let the engine cool off. Well, if the camera doesn't make it all the way back down to the ground because of battery, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. And that was fun. Let the engine temperature stabilize here. And we're gliding down from 10,000 feet. This is pretty freaky. It's probably going to take me a half an hour to get to the ground. Well, let's see. Let's do the math. 500 feet a minute, 10,000 feet up. That's 20 minutes. I'll turn this down a little bit. No sense in having the noise reduction turned all the way up because there's no noise to reduct. Reduct? Yep, reduct. Pretty sure that's the word. No noise to reduct. Man, I'm cold. This is pretty neat. I'm glad I had my gloves in my pocket. I had just left them in from the last time it was cold and I was flying, and I just never took them out, and I'm glad I put them back in, or I left them in, because I would be chilly without them on.
I think I'm legitimately starting to shake. I am actually shivering. I wonder what the battery temperature is now. 4. The battery temperature is 4. So, yeah, it's chilly out. It's weird having to keep forward pressure on the stick in order to maintain the descent. Most airplanes, when you kill the engine, it wants to dive. This plane, when you kill the engine, it wants to climb, and that's because the engine is above the vertical center of gravity of the airplane, and so when it pushes forward, it actually pushes the nose down. So whenever I reduce the throttle, I have to push forward, and whenever I increase the throttle, I have to pull back. Some people don't like that idea, and they're like, well, that's counterintuitive, and it is. But I gotta tell you, after only a few times flying the plane, it becomes very instinctive, and muscle memory kicks in, and it's not a problem at all. I think I need to start doing some right-hand turns. All the gas is draining from that tank into that tank. They actually do cross-connect. And if one wing is lower than the other for an extended period of time, one tank will siphon the gas from the other tank. Oh, let's do some some right-hand turns. This is a good way to build time while flying without incurring any costs, because I'm not burning any gas. I wonder if I can log this as glider time if I was a glider pilot. I guess probably not, huh? Oh, looks like I got a text from Scott. Oh, cold. He says, I really hope that you're enjoying the beautiful weather that you are flying. I am. I'm, gliding down from, this is going to freak him out, 10,000 feet. Oh, ferret? No, let's do feet. I'll send him a picture. Let's do this without dropping the phone out of the plane. I'm going to go start playing on that end of the runway because the wind's blowing this way, so I want to make Oh yeah, this one's still recording. That means I got that awesome landing. A little short, but definitely survivable. I guess it's time to taxi back to the hangar. Well, I gotta tell you, that was a pretty cool flight. This is the first time I've ever said goodbye on the tail cam, but the other two batteries died, so you didn't get to hear the last of the commentary, I guess, but whatever, it is what it is. I do hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please like the video, please subscribe if you haven't. There's all kinds of other cool videos on my channel. And also, if you'd like to see some exclusive content, I've got some pretty neat videos where I land without the engine on, where I didn't intentionally shut it off. I have some other interesting videos such as that as well, that maybe you might want to check out. And if you do, you can head over to my Patreon page, and for just a small donation, you will be able to watch those videos too. The Patreon helps me buy better cameras, helps me buy better gear, better operating equipment, better editing software for the computer and whatnot, so I can make better videos. I'm currently stuck in 720p, which is like so 1995, but maybe someday I'll get up to 1080 and fingers crossed one day we can get to 4K, but that might be a little ways off. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed watching. We'll catch you next time.